And we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. All of you wonderful folks who are following along with my 365 days of guitar practice. We are day 48 of 365 days of guitar practice. If you are brand new, I am Jay Wills, old dude getting back into learning how to play guitar after 22 years. How this normally rolls, I'll do a little intro. Friday, it's full game Fridays today. So we're gonna have all kinds of fun. We're gonna start out with some jamming first. Typically I do a little bit of an intro of my own design. However, this evening is gonna be a little different because Miss Jackson has new strings and has been all recently new set up. The Terminator also has new strings. As some of you saw my post last night that I was jamming on her and the A string just dumped. So there's that. But I need to stand up because we have been sitting all afternoon hunched over a bench working on some guitars. And if you leave any comments, I will hit comments right after my little intro jam session and acknowledge anything you may have to say. So with that, let's get stuff turned on. And we're just gonna jam. We're not gonna use the drum machine. Yeah, we're gonna use it tonight a little bit for sure, because it is very useful. However, just need to jam. Literally just need to jam. Because it has been an afternoon. Got a good morning session with the telly, because all the other guitars are pretty much broken. Had a good session in the morning with coffee. Had a little lunch, session, and then it's been since about 12:30 to about 20 minutes ago of restringing and resetting up two guitars. But they are done for the most part. Let's double check to make sure we got some sound. All right, hey. That'll work. All right. We're just gonna spend a few minutes warming up, fiddling around, and welcome back to the channel. New strings always sound good. to the channel, everyone. There we go. Nice and warmed up. All right, so we're on. So, fill everyone in. And if you are still listening, wonderful saints, if you are brand new, broke this last night. She sounds much better today. We're going to grab Miss Jackson because Miss Jackson's sounding pretty darn good. Pending she stayed in tune. I think she'll be good. Let's swap guitars and strings, string type. Might as well talk about what kind of strings we put on everyone. So, Miss Jackson got some Diodarios, some the Diodario NY XLs. They're the 1059s. Eli made a recommendation of doing lighter strings, so do a little lighter strings on Miss Jackson. I think, although I don't know, it's so crazy when I was changing each string out. How dirty and how just shiny the old strings were in comparison to the new ones. So it's kind of crazy. And then on the Terminator got a little hybrid slinky. Now, we'll talk about this in just a sec. Some of you are going to go, duh. I think the string breakage was just a freak thing. Although the strings I'm using on everything, don't like flame me in the comments, are all from my upstairs attic and they're over 22 years old. Except the 7 string. Those are brand new. So, all right. So, first things first. Let's hit some comments. Got to open the dashboard. See what's up with that for today. Come on. Do something. All right. Holy cow. Okay. All of you wonderful people who are subscribing, you are just absolute saints. We were at 385 yesterday. Now we're at 391. Goodness. We're almost at 400 subs. Thank you so much for following along. This is just awesome. So motivating and just humbling. So, all right, comments. Hold on, need some glasses. Hold on. All right, and like I said, if you are nice enough to leave a comment, we're doing this every single day for 365 days. Every single day. So, all right, let's take a look. See what we got for today. Got a few comments. Cool. All right, let's see. Come back. Day 47 was yesterday. Here we go. All right, cool. Get that out of the way. Eli Nelson 8215. What's up? Hey, what's up, brother? I think I have a recommendation for vibrato. There is someone on YouTube, a good Paul Gilbert video where he explained how planting the thumb on the neck and using it like a fulcrum to give your fingers a solid foundation to bend those strings to your liking. I'd also recommend watching some of the old Dimebag videos from the late 80s and watch how he plays. Life-changing stuff. I will absolutely do that. This afternoon was a bunch of just Floyd Rose videos of they're all about the same once you get the basic understanding of it. And it's not that I hate Floyd Rose. It's not complicated stuff. It's just mind-numbingly monotonous compared to like a regular 6-string. But it's cool once you get it done. You want to play faster. Sounding good. Thanks, brother. Day 50 celebration. Possibly. I think, Day 50 is right around the corner. So at Roger Tinker 1113. Good practice. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Art Esclops. What the hell happened? I'm pretty sure it's just, honestly, I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest, of why that broke, other than just playing old. It's also probably, it could be a very old string. I don't think metal goes bad in your attic, though. Maybe it does. At Joel M4640, you can use your right pinky as sort of an anchor for your right picking hand by resting on the bridge. Good job with the palm muting. Oh, thanks, brother. When I played bass guitar for just a hot minute, 22 years ago, I would put my thumb, when I was attempting to finger pick, most of the time I just use a regular pick because that was what I could do and it sounded better that way and I couldn't finger pick really, but when I was trying to do that, I never tried doing it on regular guitar. I'll play with that tonight. I have never really thought about, you do the same. It's the same thing, anchoring it. So yeah, thank you for that recommendation. At Awkward Salad 7565, to make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs. Oh, referring to, yeah. Well, crack those eggs for sure. All right. Let's see. At Nicky Wright 860, welcome back, brother. Just trying to be helpful here, Jay, but it seems to be, in my honest opinion, you kind of lost your way today. Oh. You were jamming, but nothing seemed to make any sense to me. No tonal, hold on, gotta read more. No tonal anchor to work with. Play known chord progressions, triad scales, modes, etc. Hard to clock your progress from what we are shown. I guess you were working on timing though. Not all bad, but I just want to keep you from rolling off the proverbial necks till your wings are strong. I'm just trying to keep track of the old, keep tabs and keep pace, the old drum machine. But thanks for the feedback, though. I appreciate it. It's all welcome. And let's see, at Rocks RXO, sick jam session today. Which one are you on? Day 14. Oh yeah, nice. Yesterday was kind of fun. Yeah, it's always a little rocky and it's always challenging trying to keep up with that drum machine because you feel like you're like running a race. And then once you like get in the lead, you're like, all right, sweet. And then you get off a little bit and you're like, oh shit. So it's fun, and I won't say it's frustrating, but it's kind of like there's a high sense of angst of like, oh, gotta keep up, which is good because it pushes you, in my opinion. At DJ where it seems like the bridge is too sharp and cut through the string. Maybe we can smooth it out a bit. You know, that's actually a good. That's a good. You know what? I could check that out. I'm not sure. Like I said, I think maybe it's just okay. So the string thing. I have a bag of strings that I found along with all my pedals from way back. I'm not sure, and I had a bunch of pedals given. I had a whole box of guitar stuff that was given to me. That wasn't. I didn't purchase it. It was like 7 or 8 Boss pedals, whole bunch of strings and stuff, and it was just given to me. And I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I wasn't playing guitar at the time, but I was like, I'm not going to pass up for free guitar stuff. So I think maybe it could be that because these strings that I put on the C1 today, they're 20-some years old. They were up in the attic. So hopefully they hang tight. Sounded pretty good. But anywho, on that, let's, I don't think I missed anyone. Hold on, double check, make sure. Nope, I think we're good. Sweet. Close that out. And again, thank you all. We're almost at 400 subs. Wild, but that's awesome. Okay, so I think we're going to play around with the old Rat Pack tonight and play with a lot of gain, a lot of fun, just kind of jam around a bit. Just because I've been hunched over that bench all afternoon. But got Miss Jackson. Oh, come on now. Definitely got to update the old pedal board and get something situated with that. However, let's jam on Miss Jackson for a little bit because she sounds, I had to trim all these off later. It's not a big deal. But yeah, let's check out with Miss Jackson. And she sounds so much brighter and cleaner. Just awesome. It's amazing. It's just really amazing what new strings will do. I mean, I know what they do, but man, it's always refreshing. It's always nice. Played her much in the runs with drop D. I know I can figure them out on here that I play on the Terminator. It's just a matter of figuring out where they go. How much just brighter she is. My goodness. Also, I get off a string. That's very easy to do. Just switching back and forth. At least for me it is anyway. So just awesome. I mean, consider the user. You know what'd be kind of fun? We're gonna play around with the old drum machine with a basic beat, but just super slow. I haven't really played around with that, and I've been wanting to. And I was like, you know what? I'm good for like F It Friday, Freestyle Friday, Full Game Friday. We'll do that because it's always fun. Let me double check the camera. I think we're good. Got like a half charge. Yeah, we're solid. Super solid. Sweet. All right, so let's go. Pattern, basic one there, basic one here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's not go there. Let's go steady though. One's funk solo, one's called ballad. The other one's, you know, we're gonna skip that actually. I just want, let's slow it way down. Maybe too slow. We'll see. I don't know. We never played with it. Might as well have fun. Put like 2 notes in. Jackson, you're back. Thank goodness. All right, so we're going to last night, I got totally sidetracked, I'm not going to do it with Miss Jackson because you know what? I'll put her down for now. No worries. We'll come back to, actually we could come back to the telly. She's been my standby all day. However, nope, can't do it. Gotta come over here. I was going to throw around maybe a little scale work. However, I just want to keep working. I want to put what I was jamming on the intro with a little bit of music, a little backing stuff. Because what I found is that if I'm kind of fiddle-diddling in the morning with coffee, doing all my rudimentary drills, and I kind of stumble across something cool, I like to work it out. At least it's kind of my own individual hack. Is kind of work out kind of the riff-ish in my head, kind of work it out so I'm not trying to focus on 6 different things at once. And then once I get the notes I want, then I bring this in to kind of tighten it up and kind of stretch and push the notes where I want them to be. So let's see what this sounds like with a little backing track. That's not that slow. For sure. We'll go up to 100. We'll go maybe like 105. Maybe a little more volume. It's always a little different. zoning out a little bit there. Yeah, the metronome and all right, where are we at? And you know what? Who was talking about the metronome and how? Hold on, I'll look that up because it sparked. I wanted to respond, and in my brain right now, let's see. Oh yeah, that's at Rock Art, at Rock's RXO. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, so you said that I meet a lot of people I meet today underestimate how difficult it is to play to a metronome and don't understand how much more difficult it can be to jam with someone who lacks the feel for rhythm or hasn't even cared to practice this part. It's so true. I got sidetracked when I was yapping about my comments earlier. It's so true. And also it's it's fun, but it's also, it's almost like you hop on the boat. It's like in Karate Kid and Daniel's son, right? He's in the boat, and he wants to stay in the boat, but you're trying to keep up. You're trying to keep up, and all of a sudden you fall out of the boat. And you're like, God damn, they have to get back in the boat. And it takes a little bit to get back into that boat. So, but yeah, it's very interesting to have something pulling you forward. But it also, even since last week, I made a mention on this in a couple videos ago, I'm actually, like, before I was having a hell of a time keeping time with my foot and tapping. I'm just like, nothing was working. Now things are starting to kind of fall like, okay, I can keep a rhythm going. And that's really important because that was one of the biggest problems I had playing bass back in the day. And I didn't use a metronome back then either. It was like I said, we didn't play together very long. And I sure as hell didn't play that bass for very long. And it was just crazy how the drummer gets so pissed off at me and be like, dude, you're just zoning out and you're just soloing. I'm like, shit, okay, all right, get back to the rhythm part. And I had this back then, but I just wasn't using it. There's just, crazy times, no excuses, but that's how it rolls. But this little jam, I dig it. It's just, I want to add a few more things to it. I don't know, it's also just fun. So, I think we're just going to keep jamming. Why not? Let's change it up a little bit and see if I can keep up. I'm going to slow it down to 100. I'm going to change up the, go to 16 beat. These are all 8 beat primes. I mean, it's basic as hell. I know this is going to sound like in drop D, but we're going to make it work. I can change up the guitar a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Just to kind of like listen and try to find something that might sound cool. Takes a little bit though, but that's why I practice. That's why we're here. I just go note by note, figure out something that sounds cool, and then start kind of like adding stuff to it. That's kind of how it works. Oh, what's up, Leonardo? something to play along with. It's just loads of fun. I think we are at 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Rock and roll. So, new strings on both of the new guitars. Pretty awesome. Day 48 in the bag. I will see you all tomorrow for day 49. Peace. See you tomorrow.